Coming up, City volunteers in Taiwan visit earthquake victims in Yongkang district of Tainan to ease their anxieties. City volunteers in Manila, Philippines take to the streets to canvass for donations on behalf of earthquake victims in Taiwan. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Siri Su. Thank you for joining us. After the search and rescue operation at the Weiguan building in Yongkang district of Tainan has come to an end, the residents affected by the recent earthquake in Taiwan now face a long road to rebuilding their homes and lives. To help the earthquake victims recover emotionally from this disaster, city volunteers and team members visited quake survivors in Yongkang district. In the aftermath of the recent earthquake, some residents chose to stay silent. Meanwhile, other residents opened up.
We live close to the disaster sites. When I awoke, I thought we are lucky to be alive.
Those of us who are safe should help the earthquake victims and rescue workers.
While some thank the heavens for being alive, others still fear the power of nature. Expressing their feelings is helpful for people of Tainan to recover emotionally. Therefore, city volunteers and medical professionals conduct home visitations in Yongkang to provide needed counseling.
The structure of the building is fine, but the residents suffer from a bit of post-traumatic stress. One of them said that he cannot sleep until after 4 a.m.
Visiting the earthquake victims to ease their anxiety, the volunteers have taken the first step to help the affected residents on their path to rebuilding their lives. Tainan's post-earthquake search and rescue has come to an end. However, before saying goodbye to the hardworking rescue workers, city volunteers came bearing gifts for each rescue team, charity organization, and military unit. In addition, knowing how convenient the Jingsi folding bed is, city volunteers gave firefighters the portable beds as a gift.
Here in Tainan, search and rescue at the Weiguan building have come to an end.
These are gifts of blessings to thank everyone.
City volunteers have brought peace charms, Jingsi food products, and of course, red envelopes of blessing and wisdom on behalf of Master Zhenyan for everyone.
These are given out by the Master to our volunteers. This is a special 50th anniversary coin.
She donates the earnings from her books for these red envelopes to wish everyone peace and harmony. This isn't real money, it's a blessings charm.
As a gift, the portable folding beds, which have accompanied the search and rescue teams for the past 8 days, are also going home with them.
The beds are very convenient and comfortable. It's a very smart design.
Despite meeting because of a disaster, friendships were quickly formed.
They have taken pretty good care of us in these past few days.
Every one of our team can feel the care city volunteers have shown us.
Perhaps without your support, we might not have been able to last this long.
Besides bringing gifts of blessings to the search and rescue teams, city volunteers have also visited crane operators that helped to bulldoze the building to thank them for their effort in helping the Tainan disaster relief operation.
These are volunteer crane operators at the site of the Weiguan building in Tainan. They offered their expertise to help speed up search and rescue.
We are in this industry, so we have the skills to help rescue workers to bulldoze the building. We wanted to speed up recovery efforts and help those still trapped inside.
As the community comes together in this time of need, Those who work together to help the disaster victims also cherish and support each other.
Prior to the students returning to school from their Lunar New Year holiday, today volunteers headed to the quake-affected Yijing Elementary School in Tainan to help clean up the school campus. By removing damaged wall tiles and steel frames, volunteers ensure that students will not have to worry about their safety.
特别注意自身的安全。好，谢谢，谢谢。
Tzu Chi volunteers have gathered at the Yijing Elementary School to help clean up the quake-affected campus. The over a century-old school needs much help from top to bottom.
因为我们学校是超过100人的学校。
Our school is over 100 years old, so it was not built as durable as some of the newer schools, especially where classrooms connect. Many of the tiled areas in our school are affected.
Tzu Chi volunteers carefully remove the ceiling panels and steel frames so that these items won't accidentally fall on the children once school starts.
Our job today is to remove the broken steel frames and the broken tiles.
有剥落的话就把它敲碎，这样子。
我们今天总共动员了将近70-80位。
Today, in total, we have mobilized 70 to 80 volunteers to clean up the campus. To ensure students can return to school on time, we'll make sure we complete the cleanup work today.
那我们今天一定会尽全力把它打扫完成。
While volunteers clean up broken glass on this side, volunteers on the other side are helping to remove the broken tiles. Working together, Tzu Chi volunteers ensure students' first day back at school is one that is safe and smooth.
Among Tzu Chi's quake relief efforts is one aimed at ensuring students who are returning to school can do so without worrying about paying for tuition. Recently, volunteers visited 10 areas in hard-hit Tainan to conduct a survey of students affected by the quake. Volunteers acted quickly to give the much-needed financial support.
他希望就是你未来
We hope this financial aid can help you get through this difficult time.
帮你度过这一次的一个难关。
In order to make sure students' education are not interrupted, Tzu Chi volunteers are quick to bring scholarship aid to those in need, such as Mr. Du, who is temporarily staying at his grandmother's.
During school breaks, he's always working to pay for his schooling.
The 20-year-old has been working part-time since the 9th grade to help put himself through school. As the family's financial situation is not that good, he was afraid he couldn't continue school after the earthquake damaged his home.
I thought perhaps I didn't have a chance to continue going to school, but Tzu Chi was willing to help us. I'm very grateful and will do them proud.
We're putting the children who have been affected by the recent quake first. If they can't pay for their tuition, then we'll help them. If someone in your neighborhood have trouble coming up with the tuition money, write down his name, situation, address, phone number, and report it back.
Tzu Chi volunteers also visit schools around the quake-torn area and see if there are students that need their assistance. The scholarship support for quake victims span 10 districts in Tainan aimed at students of all ages.
学校能够补助的范围就是学生管理学生。
The school can help the students with stationery items, lunch fees, and emotional support.
Tzu Chi volunteers hope through this quake relief's scholarship support, students' path to education is a smooth one.
When Tzu Chi volunteers make plans for their home visits to care recipients, even with address information provided, locating the care recipient is not always an easy task, particularly if they're located in old buildings or in impoverished areas. However, Tzu Chi volunteers are committed to making sure every home that needs help receives it.
27号。
These volunteers are going door to door asking about a care recipient, but even with address information in hand, they have trouble finding the location.
Where exactly is number 27? The address numbers all jump in this area. Number 28 is across the street, but where is number 27?
Tainan's Guanmiao is full of old buildings, where the address plates seem out of order. Even local residents aren't completely sure of their arrangement.
Well, if we can't find number 27, we can call them at this number. No one picked up?
As the volunteers search for the disaster survivors' home, they also survey the condition of the community. If there is someone who appears to be in need, then even if they're not on the list, volunteers will not let the chance to help pass by.
If it looks like someone needs help, then that's what we're here to do. We don't have to have their name on a list to help someone. A lot of times, people are struck by a disaster or hardship, and nothing will ever get reported to the local government. Then Tzu Chi would have no idea.
Underneath these broken roof tiles, in a home with tilting walls, volunteers have finally found the family they were looking for.
We had to ask people in 3 different areas before we found them.
Thankful that volunteers were able to find their home, the wife, who is disabled, explains their financial difficulties and how 2/3 of their home has been damaged.
Renting an older home like this is usually relatively cheap. That's how we determine that they are economically disadvantaged.
Tzu Chi volunteers persistently seek out recipients to make sure that every family gets the care they need. Volunteers themselves won't rest easy until they know that the care recipients are all safe and sound.
In Taiwan, Tzu Chi's honorary board members in Taipei held a gathering on the 7th day of Chinese New Year. During the gathering, Tzu Chi volunteers from Turkey, Faisal Hu, has brought back the sincere prayers and good wishes of local Syrian refugees. Having previously received Tzu Chi's help, many of them also made donations on behalf of Taiwan's quake victims to reciprocate. In the aftermath of the recent earthquake in Taiwan, the participants at this gathering pray for the quake victims, which include good wishes from Syrian refugees in Turkey.
They said our thoughts are with the people in Taiwan, so they made donations to help the earthquake victims in Tainan. I think this has gone beyond we helping them, then helping themselves, and then come back to help those who help them.
Although the Syrian civil war has recently reached a ceasefire, displaced refugee children face difficulties in resuming their education. Thanks to Tzu Chi, now there's hope for them again.
If people in Taiwan can take in the spirit of Tzu Chi volunteers who serve with or without applause, who serve even when under criticism, they do not give up, for love is in their hearts.
Everyone can give of themselves in a tangible or intangible way.
As volunteers help refugees, they have also created a cycle of love that crosses boundaries.
Society will become more harmonious if we let go of our desires. That is why I encourage everyone to help canvass for donations.
A world free of disasters is everyone's wish, and anyone can contribute to the betterment of the world. After the major earthquake in Tainan, love and support has come from many places outside Taiwan. In the Philippines, many communities received Tzu Chi's assistance in the past, and people haven't forgotten it. Now Tzu Chi volunteers have been making their rounds in Manila and Carvid, looking for people willing to share some love to help out victims in Taiwan.
Tzu Chi volunteers in the Philippines mobilized to collect donations from a traditional market in Manila. When a local street vendor sees the volunteers, he is quick to offer his support.
When the Philippines faced hardship in the past, Taiwanese people came to help. Now it's the time for us to return the favor.
No matter their walk of life, everyone from stall owners, cab drivers, and local shoppers are all eager to lend a hand. Even a police officer monitoring the market offers a donation.
Because it's Tzu Chi, everybody knows how much help they give. They're always there helping after a typhoon or an earthquake.
After news of the disaster in Taiwan, everyone shared the same thought, that now was a chance to return some kindness to people in Taiwan.
Because there are many Chinese that frequent this market in the morning, we knew this would make for a good opportunity. We canvassed for donations, no matter the amount.
Organizers of a golf tournament also invite the volunteers to canvass for donations at a golf club.
Been telling me about Chuchi and how it had been helping lots of calamity victims here in the Philippines, especially Yolanda and those victimized by fire and others.
Not only the wealthy, but also many employees at the golf club used some of their pocket money to offer their support.
It is always a pleasure to help those that are in need.
We can all do something to help, no matter rich or poor. Some of the employees here don't have much to give, but they still offer what they can, donating $1 or $2.
When called to alleviate the suffering of others, these people in the Philippines are offering their love.
Due to its mountainous terrain and poor transportation system, eastern Taiwan has always been slow to develop. Without adequate access to public resources, life is more difficult here, especially in the earlier days. As the Tzu Chi Foundation was founded in Hualien, Master Zheng Yan and her disciples witnessed how the life of the disadvantaged was made worse by illness, which prompted the master to build a hospital. Now the Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital is the only medical center in eastern Taiwan and is responsible for safeguarding the lives of all those who live here.
Master Zheng Yan picked up the microphone and said she has an announcement, so we quieted down and listened. She said she planned on building a hospital. We were shocked and told her it would cost a lot of money.
I was really worried then. I was doubtful.
The master then said she would go ahead even without our support. When we saw how determined she was, we said we will follow after you.
心里要说的话很多，千头万绪，总归有一句就是无法所说的感谢。
In 1979, the completion of Sanyaseng Freeway linked Western Taiwan together. However, without proper roadways, the mountainous eastern region was slow to develop.
At the time, the Mennonite Christian Hospital was the only hospital in eastern Taiwan. The hospital's superintendent once said, back in the 70s, Taiwan's doctors could easily get to the United States, but were very far away from Hualien.
To secure a location, funding, and contractors all proved challenging. After numerous surveys at 7 locations in Hualien, a plot of land in Guofu Borough was chosen, and construction began in 1983. However, as the land was originally designated for military use, it took the help of certain VIPs for the construction to resume the next year.
I saw how worried Master Zheng Yan was. Not only was she uncertain when her vow would be realized, she also felt indebted to her countless supporters, domestic and abroad, for being unable to complete the hospital.
With ever more challenges ahead, Tzu Chi volunteers doubled their efforts to raise money for the hospital's construction by holding a charity auction in Taipei.
Master Zheng Yan is always working behind the scenes and shying away from the spotlight. Now let's all thank her with a round of applause.
Led by dignitaries and celebrities, Taiwanese came together to contribute.
This watch should be worth at least 90,000 NT. I went to get a gold band for the watch, and the shop owner offered me that amount for the watch. So see how much you can get for it.
After learning that the Dharma master in Hualien wants to build a hospital, everyone wanted to contribute whatever they could.
went to a businessman's wife and said, "Would you employ me as a maid for 300,000 NT dollars so I can help Master Zhen Yan?" She said, "Sure," and I started the next day.
People always thought Buddhists recited sutras and worshipped the Buddha. The general opinion was that we didn't endorse science and were superstitious. Building a hospital really changed people's opinion.
The enormous challenge made each donation ever more precious, while each commissioner aspired to be a well digger.
The master said canvassing for donations is like a reservoir that only gets resupplied whenever it rains. But by digging a well, we can ensure that there will always be water.
The completed hospital is like a well in a desert that enriches all those who live here.
If my care recipients need to see a doctor, I no longer have to worry about taking them to Taipei. I can fulfill their needs right in Hualien in a fully equipped hospital where they can even get a surgery for free.
Now, fewer people travel to Taipei to see a doctor. Most of them visit the Hualien慈济Hospital. I have lymphoma and I get my treatment here. I don't go back to Taipei.
To those who made all this possible, overcoming all the challenges to make this dream a reality is simply unforgettable and priceless.
While people clean up their homes for the Chinese New Year, they often don't know what to do with old computers. There's a private foundation that recycles old computers. They not only repair the computers, but also donate them to children in remote areas.
While cleaning up your home for the Chinese New Year, you may find out that you have an old computer that you don't use. Don't throw it away. You can donate it. In Kaohsiung, a recycling factory recycles old computers, fixes them up, and gives them to children in remote areas.
We take apart old ones and make them into useful ones. Then we give them to kids in remote areas. When I see the kids happily using the computers, it brings me a feeling that I can't find elsewhere.
Abao drives a truck to deliver these second-hand computers to children in Namasha. Knowing they have computers to use, the children all smile happily.
电脑查学校的功课，还要玩游戏。我都去查资料。
The recycled computers also remind the children to cherish things.
The 3C products contain a lot of toxic heavy metals, which can pollute our earth if they are not recycled properly. After we fix old computers, we donate them to charity groups.
As the Chinese New Year is approaching, it is also time for many families to throw away old computers. But there is another option to deal with them. We can donate them to those who recycle them so that they can be given to needy people.
During the Chinese New Year holiday, visitors gather at the Jingsi abode in Hualien to enjoy a variety of activities, including painting coin banks and making vegetarian dishes. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.